Among all the prosecutors participating in the Tokyo trial, Justice Radhabinod Paul was the only expert in international law. He was an Indian citizen and the only Asian jurist among all the judges at the Tokyo trials. Justice Paul insisted throughout the trials that Japan was innocent according to international law. In fact, he was extremely worried that Japanese school textbooks would use the historical notion created by the Tokyo trial to teach that Japan committed the crime of aggressive violence, and Japan committed an international crime. Justice Paul even offered the following words of encouragement: "I cannot stand idly by and watch future generations of Japanese children be burdened with a warped sense of guilt which infects them with servility and decay." Indeed, just as prophesied by Justice Paul during the Tokyo trial, the historical notion created by the Tokyo trial has inflicted a deep wound on Japan that still remains today after 70 years. After being defeated in the war, Japan had lost confidence, and Japanese people were searching for their identity, both ideologically and culturally. At this time, Justice Paul's message was undoubtedly a source of courage and hope. We must never forget Justice Paul's benevolent gift to the Japanese people. Justice Paul wrote the following words of grief: "The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan has taken the trouble to politely issue an English pamphlet which apologizes for Japan's sins and even expresses gratitude for the Tokyo trial. For the Asian value of modest virtue to be exhibited to such an extent is almost pitiful. Why can't Japan stand up for what is right and point out what is wrong?" Justice Paul visited the cenotaph for the atomic bomb victims, offering flowers and silent prayers. Upon noticing the inscription on the cenotaph, he asked his translator to explain the meaning. "Let all the souls here rest in peace, for we shall not repeat the fault." Upon confirming the meaning of the inscription several times, Justice Paul's expression became grave. Obviously, the subject of "we" is Japanese. I do not see clearly what "the fault" means here. The souls being wished to rest here are the victims of the atomic bomb. It is clear to me that the bomb was not dropped by Japanese and the hands of bombers remain blood-stained. If the phrase, "we shall not repeat the fault," were to be assigned to those responsible for the bombing, then this inscription would possess true meaning. If "the fault" refers to the Greater East Asian War, then Japan is once again free from blame. Western European countries that invaded Asia sowed the seeds of that war. Furthermore, America imposed the ABCD encirclement as economic sanctions on Japan, eventually provoking Japan by placing an embargo on oil and an ultimatum in the form of the Hull Note. Is it not clear that the United States of America is responsible for the outbreak of war? The extent of Justice Paul's grievance is evidenced in his following statement: "The Tokyo trial was conducted by demagogues of wartime propaganda. The purpose of the trial was to implicate Japan as responsible for all wrongdoings. I would have never believed how such deceit has crushed the spirit of the Japanese people. The Tokyo trial has inflicted even greater damage than the atomic bomb." When time shall have softened passion and prejudice, when reason shall have stripped the mask from misrepresentation, then justice, holding evenly her scales, will require much of past censure and praise to change places. Radhabinod, Paul.